Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to your Raw review. Money in the Bank, like 2 weeks away. Are they going to try to actually have a good show? Are they going to actually, attempt to have a good show? Are they going to take any effort at all to try to make quality out of this show to entertain us? Of course not. Of course not. That would be a company that actually gave two shits about what anybody thinks. The show starts off with Elias. There's nothing wrong with his gimmick. It's just every single promo by this guy, it's starting to sound the same, and it's not his fault. It's creative. You could tell he tries to improvise. But week after week, it's the same exact thing of him sitting in the middle of the ring, formulating a song, and it's just, they tried to change it up. We didn't get a song this week. Instead, it's just, watch what happened last week on the Titantron. But it's the same format. Like, why not have him ever, show him, like, whatever city or town you're in. Maybe he could be at, like, a music venue pretending like he's going to, be performing a concert. I don't know. Just something different than every single week him sitting there smack dab in the middle of the ring, with the guitar, doing the same exact thing, the same exact shtick every week. Seth Rollins comes out for payback from last week. Jinder Mahal attacks him from behind. This brings out Roman Reigns. And now it's time for a tag match. And this is more formulaic shit that we see from week to week. Don't the writers get tired of it? Doesn't McMahon get tired of always having this, type of format? It's one guy cuts a promo, it brings out another guy, then another guy, and then another guy. Now it's time to have a tag match. It either happens at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the show, and it's every single week. It's the same exact format. Okay, so Jinder and Elias win this time around. That was refreshing to see. Elias gets a DDT onto a chair. For some reason, that's not a DQ. He didn't swing the chair, but, you've seen DQs for more ridiculous reasons. He hits the drift away and he gets the win. To have more consistency in Elias looking good, it would definitely be a big plus. I mean, the fact that this guy hasn't been in the headline match by now, with not only the marks, the casuals like Elias, people like Elias. When the guy says the WWE thing, walk with Elias, almost the whole entire crowd says it with him. That's more people doing during Finn Balor's entrance. That's more people cheering for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. So I don't understand what the conundrum is here. Why are we not pushing Elias? Why are we not doing more with Elias? I understand he's in the ring with Roman Reigns. He's in the ring there with top stars. But most of the time he's either losing or he's looking bad. Look what happened at Backlash. Was that the segment? But, when they had New Day come out and all that bullshit and Bobby Roode was dancing, I think that was Backlash. Whatever the fuck it was, that was terrible. That was awful. That was inexcusable. It shows they don't know what to do with Elias, Kurt Hawkins, he's in the ring, and I didn't get this at all. He offers people tacos, if he wins the match, and he's going to have a match against a jobber. So it's pretty inevitable he's going to win. But Baron Corbin comes in, he gives the end of days to the jobber, and Hawkins loses by disqualification. And this is supposedly his 200th loss. I'm sure that number is greatly inflated, but, I don't really understand. It looks like Hawkins is getting in better and better shape. Don't reward him or anything for his hard work. Just, he's got decent mic skills. He's got a decent look to him. And you know, but we're just doing this long dragged out joke. He's losing, and he's not even on Raw to ever reestablish this joke. You know, he came back to Raw after like a 8-9 month absence, 10 months, a year. I don't know how long he's been gone for. Why is Corbin interfering here? You know, Hawkins goes to attack him to get some payback, but Corbin just flips the tacos on top of him. You know, last week we had a barbecue. This week, you know, we're having tacos. I don't get it. You know, I don't understand the joke about the tacos, what that had to do. You know, I'm thinking they're in Texas. There's Tex-Mex. Sometimes that involves tacos. I'm trying to really try to, you know, find a reason here. I'm grasping at straws. I don't know, there was tacos for some reason. Corbin gets backstage and Angle asks him what the hell that was all about. You know, he says, you'll see. Well, you know, I don't... That'd be really interesting for them to explain exactly why Corbin has a problem with Hawkins, who hasn't been on TV in about a year. He says that he's going to be the new constable of Raw. You know, where the fuck they came up with that name. I know what constable means. It's an old school name for cop or authority figure. And I guess because it's an alliteration, right? Constant Corbin. You know, so creative, right? They must have spent 8 hours coming up with that alliteration. Bravo, creative. You know, don't worry about, you know, putting on a good show or, you know, properly promoting your pay-per-view or, you know, building storylines or characters. You know, you got a guy at the beginning of the show who's, you know, multi-talented. The crowd is behind them. Everyone's behind them. And, you know, you can't think but to do the same exact segment you've been doing with them for about a year and a half. You know, but instead, Constable Corbin. And why is he like a constable? You know, he talks about there's checks and balances. Stephanie McMahon appointed him. Is Stephanie there? No, he reads it off a letter. That's so exciting, right? You know, don't actually have an actual announcement. You know, just read it off of a letter. What entertaining TV, right? Reading something off a fucking letter. That's so entertaining to me. I'm beyond entertained. I'm busting with entertainment value based on Corbin reading a fucking letter. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, is this entertaining? You know, Angle looks at the letter. That's about it. You know, Constable Corbin, ladies. Does he look like an authority figure? You know, instead of making this guy a monster, he's like 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", whatever the hell he is. You know, he's money in the bank. They take it away because of something he said on Twitter. You know, they fucked him up, and, you know, now he's constable. You know, hey. I don't know. I don't know what this is supposed to be, why this is happening. You know, other than, you know, creative being pure and utter shit, that's basically the only reasoning behind this. Nia Jax beat Natalya, and Ronda Rousey's doing a fabulous job on commentary. And speaking of commentary, David Otunga, man, I mean, great commentary, right? So such insightful fucking one-word commentary from David. What a piece of shit! I love the fact that they were keeping Otunga off of, you know, he was doing something in his personal life. I think he was shooting a movie, he was shooting a groovy, he was shooting a doovie. I don't know what he was doing. But whatever, he wasn't there. We had Booker T, we had Jerry the King Lawler, you know, we had the coach, and they bring out David Otunga. I don't know if Coach was, you know, on vacation or something, but David Otunga was fucking lousy as shit. Oh my fucking God. It reminded me of when he was on SmackDown. It's the same thing. What bland commentary. It's like the guy, you know, had his head down on the table. And also he sounded like muffled, like far away, like he was standing like fucking 50 feet back from his fucking microphone. What the fuck was that all about? I don't know what the deal was about Otunga being there, but the whole, the whole performance was total shit from him. He like phoned it in. He barely phoned it in. It was just like he didn't even give a shit to be there. And Ronda Rousey, there's like no insight there. She's just, oh my God, what a boring individual. I mean, I understand that it's not all about personality, but Ronda at one time was supposed to be larger than life. She was the baddest, the toughest woman on the planet. I think back to when The Rock pulled Ronda Rousey out of the crowd. Even when he did that, there was no smiling. There was no chuckling. Okay, and she didn't smile here. But the story was supposed to be that Nia hurt her leg. Again. Didn't she already pull this shit several weeks and she was crying? I don't think she was crying this week, but Ronda goes to check on her. Nia goes to check on her as well. And Ronda goes, "Get away! Stay away from her!" Great acting. I mean, don't make sure that she has acting capabilities before putting her, in a situation like WWE Raw where acting is pretty much required. But, it's okay because some of the top stars like Finn Balor don't even know how to act. So go out there, Rousey, and, do what you can't do. So she ends up sounding like a complete goof. Ronda checking. Why is Ronda checking on people? Ronda should be the one hurting people. And she's checking on people. I have a special relationship with Natalya. Why would she train with Natalya? I guess to be a wrestler, whatever the fuck the case may be. But Natalya's not exactly a big star. Nobody really cares about Natalya. I don't know if they were hoping to just have Natalya get popular off of being associated with Rousey. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think anybody really cares about Rousey. Sometimes it's like, I can't believe that Ronda Rousey's really in the WWE. Because it doesn't even feel like she's there. It feels so minuscule. Like, she's there, but it should be like a bigger deal. Like, they waited years and years. And this is what I said from the very beginning. I said that the flame had already fizzled out on a Ronda Rousey WWE run because her initial popularity in the UFC had already dwindled, and she could blame herself for that, for, being the super, overly exaggerated, depressed girl that she tried to portray on the Ellen DeGeneres show. She pretty much killed her own fizzle. And here she is, perfectly demonstrating it here. I mean, if there's any example of somebody going belly up, it was this segment right here. Are you okay? The question what I need to ask is Ronda's character in WWE. Are you okay? Because this is not good. This is not okay. This is very bad. Okay. So they did like a little segment in the trainer's room, the same thing where, Ronda wanted Nia Jax to stay away from Natalya, and Nia says, "I need a minute to myself," and she storms off. I mean, this is like overly dramatic, some melodramatic bullshit that just sounds, and I mean, my God, what, like, it's like they're not even trying to act. They're putting in these performances that are just like, they're trying to do like a daytime drama, like a soap opera type of stuff. Leave me alone! And it's just not working. I mean, because at least those people are good actors on those shows. This ain't Melrose Place. This is like a shitty version of Melrose Place or General Hospital. Braun Strowman defeated Bobby Roode in what was a really awful match. He puts up a ladder, You know, like he puts the ladder and makes a bridge between the ring and the barricade. He's like, Braun is chasing him, and he goes, "What are you gonna do now?" Like Braun can't just crawl underneath the ladder or something, so he smashes his hands down on the ladder and breaks it. I mean, that was a good spot. That would have been a better spot to save for the pay-per-view, maybe. You know, the 4-hour pay-per-view that we're going to have to slog through. Like I said, I don't even think I'm going to sit through the whole thing. I'm probably just going to, I'm probably going to steal the idea from Vince Russo, and I did it before, actually, in a few of the pay-per-views that I really didn't want to watch. I may pick, like, 3 matches or, maybe, like, 5 matches or something. I'll definitely talk about the Money in the Bank matches. But I don't think I'm going to sit there and do match by match. For 4 hours, guys, I already sat down for WrestleMania. I already sit through these pay-per-views, where the last one, Backlash, went for like 3.5 hours. That was already painful enough. Am I to be expected? Now, I understand I'm running a YouTube channel here with wrestling reviews, and that's, one of the big features of this channel, weekly reviews and pay-per-view reviews. But I'm still reviewing it. A lot of these matches aren't even going to matter. The ones that matter are the Money in the Bank ones, right? And I guess I'll watch the Last Man Standing. But am I really expected to sit through all these others? I don't know. It remains to be seen, folks. So, Braun defeats Roode, pins him clean. Roode just is a joke. I'm sorry, he's a joke. I mean, they bring this guy, he's a huge star from TNA. TNA did all the legwork for them. They made him a star. They made him the main eventer he is. And what do they do with him? This. What is he doing? They gave him the U.S. title for like a month. No notable feuds, no nothing. Glorious. This is all he has to show for his WWE run so far. I mean, he's been with the company for a good, 6 months, I think, right? Yeah. I mean, he was there at Survivor Series. He was there a few months before that. 8 months he's been with the company. And this is what we got. This is what we have to show for a Bobby Roode WWE run that was one of the most anticipated things. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy cut a promo in the middle of the ring. They finally remembered to have these guys talk. They're some of the best talkers on the roster, and they're keeping them quiet. Good job there. They're all set for the Battle Royal. The B team ends up winning after Slater accidentally eliminates Rhino. The B team wins here. I really doubt they're going to win the tag titles. I don't really want to see that. I'd rather that Matt and Bray hold on to them and they do more creative things with them. I don't understand after like a month of hearing nothing from these guys. They're just wrestling. What I mean is no promos. We just get a simple in-ring promo and that's it. He talks about Senior Benjamin. We haven't seen him in 3 months. Sami Zayn was starting to cut a promo on Lashley. Lashley came to the ring, which brought out Sami Zayn. He's in the crowd. Lashley asked him to come in the ring. And Sami Zayn shows some Instagram posts. Some inspirational posts from Lashley to try to embarrass him and make him a liar. He accuses him of not being in the military. And I will say this about Sami Zayn. Once again, here I have to, just like last week, he tried. You could tell in his voice, he really tried to convey this promo well. He tried to put it out there, put some pizzazz into it. He sounded, like excitable, like he really wanted to get it out and be that annoying heel. And like I said, I don't like Sami Zayn, but I give credit where credit's due. The guy put in an effort here. It's like a ridiculous feud. It really is. It just sounded like Zayn just accusing Lashley of a bunch of things, like random things with really no direction. Like, It sounded like we need to really have a purpose for this feud. We're having a hard time figuring out one, so we're just gonna write a bunch of shit and let and Zayn is gonna just accuse him of a bunch of lies. I mean, by showing a bunch of Instagram, but I mean, like, this is the stories. This is what passes as a story nowadays. This is a fucking joke. I mean, it ain't even just a joke. It's just a genuine lack in effort. This is lousy. This is, this is horrible. But, Zayn he's doing the best he can on the mic. He honestly is. Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal, this ridiculous segment backstage where Jinder's cutting a promo. Roman interrupts him from another part of the building. And then then Jinder's like, how dare you say that about me? And then Reigns is like, I know you're still in the building. Well, obviously he's still in the building. You see him standing behind the same background that they've been standing behind for 6 goddamn years! Good job making Reigns look like a total moron. I know you're in the building. No shit, Sherlock. You can obviously tell. So, he's like, I'm going to go find you now and shut your mouth for you. So he goes to find him. There's a little brief brawl, and it's a pull apart. Man, that looks stupid. They're cutting 2 promos from either end of the arena. Like, what? Just fucking meet up in the back, have an argument, and start brawling. What is that shit? That looked really stupid. Ember Moon, Sasha Banks, and Alexa Bliss defeated the Riot Squad. Now, I don't get this. So Alexa Bliss walks out on the match. They just have Bayley run into the ring and substitute, and she gets the pin and the ref counts it. So the time that Bliss, walked out, the Riot Squad is the one that's supposed to be the experienced team, right? They've been together for a while, and they still end up losing. And why is the ref counting for somebody who's not even in the fucking match? So they cut to backstage, and Corbin is telling Angle, well, she's not in the match, so that win doesn't count. You gotta go tell them. Constable Corbin. Like, and Angle goes and he tells them they're all happy with Bayley, the girls, and then they get mad at her when Angle informs them that it doesn't count. Ember Moon's supposed to be this big badass. She's sticking out her tongue, and she's all like, let's go out and party. Like, sounding like a Valley girl backstage. Like, they're all sounding like a bunch of, hey, let's go out and party, hey! I mean, I thought she was supposed to be a badass. I mean, what? And why does Corbin, the heel, it's not like a heel him spoiling the match for the faces. Like, why do they think they could just send somebody out during a match to get the hot tag who's not even in it, and the ref will count? Is the ref retarded? Like, does he not know? He has, like, he don't have to do too much, right? Count the guys when they're outside the ring, call for a disqualification when one happens. So it's like, you got a disqualification in the Kurt Hawkins match when Corbin runs in. And then Corbin is then telling Angle to reverse this. He has to tell Angle this. So Angle knew, like, what the hell are you doing for Corbin? That he got Hawkins disqualified. But here he has to be told that it should be a disqualification because Bayley wasn't in the match. Big Show is on the stage. It's time for the Special Olympics. Okay. More. Pat ourselves on the back. We're great people segment. Whatever. Finn Balor defeats Kevin Owens by disqualification. You know, it's just basically Owens just stomping Balor in the corner. He lost his temper for some reason that doesn't even really equate to... Like, it didn't even seem like a vicious attack. He just didn't get off him. A disqualification. Owens sets up the ladder in the ring. He climbs up. He's, like, scared of heights. Wasn't this something that they did at, like, Money in the Bank or the ladder match at Mania, that he's, like, scared of heights? Or am I thinking of R-Truth? I think it was just R-Truth, but whatever. He stepped down. He was going to jump on him, but then Balor manages to get Owens down, and he delivers the stomp from the top of the ladder. You know, it seemed like a pretty fucking risky move to fucking shove your feet into somebody's chest from that far up. You know, but once again, this is one of the safest time periods in WWE according to What Culture. And I'm going to be doing a video on their 10 reasons that ruined WWE, and I will go through them point by point. So look forward to that video. This Raw was absolutely fucking terrible. I mean, it fucking made no sense. You've got that shit with the women's match. Corbin's a constable for whatever reason. You know, the running on Hawkins, we didn't even get an explanation. Balor and Owens is your main event. You know, the ridiculous-looking Jinder and Reigns promo from either end of the arena. Rousey's terrible acting. Need I say more? I don't think that's really necessary. This was a terrible Raw. And I'm off to do the SmackDown review. This has been your YWC champ, signing out.